What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. It is Friday here on the work week. Grande, TGIF to you, good sir.
TGIFF. Once again, that's how I feel.
That's fine.
Double F.
12 games, potentially. Get some rain symbols on the forecast here. I know living up in the East Coast, we are going to have pretty much rain throughout the weekend. I do believe Friday in Boston is going to stay relatively dry, but the Saturday-Sunday rain is going to come, and that's because that rain that's going to hit us over the weekend is in Baltimore, New York. So we will see the status of those games. Washington, Baltimore, Mets, Yankees. Got a Subway Series here this weekend. We'll see if either of those two series play here. We don't have Coors. We don't have Sutter Health. We don't have Tampa Bay on this slate. So we are at least removing 3 of the 4. We don't have Cincinnati either, I don't think, right? No Cincinnati here. So
nope.
From a ballpark perspective, we're pretty good. When it comes to those offensively first ballparks. Baltimore obviously is up there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that Washington game. Garrett Crochet, Nathan Eovaldi, Carlos Rodon, all over $10,000 for this slate. Those of you who maybe are first-time watchers, we appreciate you tuning in. We go position by position, and we build a lineup at the end of the show, so stay tuned. Hit that like, that share, and subscribe button so you never miss a show, and we go live again at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Grande, 12 games, top 3 guys over 10K. Go through this often here. Some interesting pitchers on this slate. Do you find yourself attracted to a Crochet at 10-6 or an Eovaldi or Rodon, given their matchups here on this slate?
Atlanta has not been good against lefties this year. They've not been good against anyone. But I'm definitely willing to pay for Garrett Crochet. Also would be willing to pay for Nathan Eovaldi. I think both those pitchers look great. Nathan Eovaldi has been absolutely incredible, has been a top 5 pitcher across Major League Baseball. And yeah, so I have no problem going either of the top 2. Rodon has as much, if not more, strikeout appeal than both those guys. At least more, he has just been so dominant in the strikeout department. He just obviously has the toughest matchup.
Yeah,
he's also been amazing. Other than a start at Sutter Health, that he still struck out 10 and still found his way, even though he gave up 4 runs to get 20 fantasy points. So, I think you could play all 3 of them. I lean Crochet and Eovaldi, but there's a case to be made for all 3. And there's a case to just live in the next tier because those are all aces too. Logan Webb is an ace who should be $10,000 in his home ballpark. Joe Ryan is an ace and has been absolutely electric in his last 3 starts. Cole Reagans is an ace, and I know he struggled in the Boston start, but the strikeouts are just another guy that just has insane strikeout appeal. So there's a lot of different directions you can go in this slate.
You didn't even mention Corbin Burns, who gets Colorado.
Corbin Burns who is the best matchup on the board.
Right? Yeah. I kind of asked you that question about spending up because there's 2 obvious spots, I think, for me, and maybe 3. Obviously, Corbin Burns against Colorado, I would imagine, gets some ownership. Yep. You do have Chris Sale going back to Boston. We know Chris Sale's starting to turn his season around a little bit. The Red Sox just got swept by the Detroit Tigers over the weekend or over the week heading in to this weekend matchup. Their bats are certainly kind of hit or miss. Plus, a lot of their bats, they're good hitters outside of Alex Bregman, left side of the plate. So maybe there's some appeal for Chris Sale there. But we also have Mackenzie Gore going up against the Baltimore Orioles. I did just look at the weather forecast. I understand that I have previously retired as a weather forecaster.
You're back? You unretired?
But I do want to say that based off of the hourly current weather report over on weather.com, this game doesn't seem like it's going to have too much problem in terms of the rain. The rain in the afternoon and in the morning clears out around 2, 3 o'clock. And we're kind of clear for the rest of the evening for some baseball. The Baltimore Orioles have continued to be really bad versus left-handed pitching, 25.4% strikeout rate. They are dead last in the league in batting average versus lefties at 179. They are dead last in the league in ISO, 074.
Yikes.
That is horrifically bad. 074, dead last in league ISO against left-handed pitching. And also, you guessed it, trifecta, dead last in league in WOBA against left-handed pitching. Mackenzie Gore kind of having the breakout. Many have always considered him to be a very talented pitcher. He was one of the key pieces in the Juan Soto trade from the Padres to the Nationals. Him and C.J. Abrams and James Wood. That deal's looking pretty good. For Juan Soto there. I'd have a hard time not getting Mackenzie Gore in my lineup, even if you look at his recent games and think, all right, he's been kind of hit around. He faced in Baltimore. He lost a 2-1 game. Unfortunately, he still had 8 strikeouts and 22.5 fantasy points in that game. $8,600 on a 12-game slate. The guy with 20-plus, 30-plus fantasy point upside we've seen this year. Gore and Burns feel like my favorite duo to kind of plug in here, just kind of on the early look.
Yeah, the strikeouts for Mackenzie Gore have been insane. 75 Ks in 52 innings this year has been
2 games of 13 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, dude. The upside on that is crazy. I don't 100% agree on the Corbin Burns front. Oh boy, it's just for 9,100, it's been so underwhelming compared to what else is around him.
Sure.
Because I could play Cole Reagans, who might have 12 Ks tomorrow, right? Cole Reagans is live for 12 strikeouts. Or like Chris Sale for cheaper is coming off 8, 10, 10, 4, 8 in his last 5 starts. 8.
Yep.
Corbin Burns has 2 games of 8 strikeouts, and everything else has basically been like 4 or less, right? Mackenzie Gore, you just said, has 2 13 strikeout games.
Sure did.
Jack Flaherty's been terrible. He has so much strikeout appeal and has like a great matchup against the Blue Jays. Although some of their bats are waking up, they rank bottom 5. Like, I am fully locked in with you with how good of a spot it is for Corbin Burns.
I mean, this is a ceiling strikeout spot because the Rockies against right-handed pitching on the year, 26% strikeout rate, second most. Only the Angels strike out 1% more. And then if you just put that actually on the road, because we know Rockies at home, a better offense, they have the highest strikeout rate in baseball. Right-handed pitching on the road, 27.3% strikeout rate, 193 average, 089 ISO, 241 WOBA against right-handed pitching on the road this season. All of that is dead last. So, again, couldn't be a better spot for Corbin Burns. And I feel like at $9,100, you could see maybe he pumps up, gives you this 8 strikeout game. Maybe he gives you 7 strikeouts. He did just shut out the Dodgers. 1 run allowed to the Mets. I mean, those offenses are not what he's going to face here with Colorado. So I feel like you're going to see a lot of ownership on Corbin Burns. I'm hopeful no one plays Mackenzie Gore because I want to play him in tournaments and maybe get like 13, 14% there. And people are jamming in, like you mentioned, Logan Webb at home against an A's lineup that a lot of power, obviously, but go look at those batting average for that team. A lot of those guys are starting to hit their weight, and that's not a good thing. Hit 230, hit 220, right? So could very easily go Logan Webb in cash games here.
Okay. You know what? You convinced me. I'm with you. It's a loaded pitching slate at the end of the day. Like, it's from 8K and up, but there aren't many wrong answers.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Obviously, you go down a little bit more. Myers had some troubles of late. He got off to a really good start, starting to get really knocked around, and then we saw Tampa Bay got their lefties back, and Masner's off the IL, Lowe's off the IL, Lau, Durant, like they're just all homering. So there's a little concern for him. Flaherty's had his troubles. Obviously, Toronto's a lineup that you can pitch around at times. Where would you go next? I guess Dustin May back gets the Angels at $7,200. Taj Bradley against Miami. I mean, again, Bradley's had some struggles, but we know what the upside for him can look like. And a Miami team that has shown the ability to be pitched at. They have the third highest strikeout rate against right-handed pitching this season at 23.7%. Any of those 7K range guys to you?
So, I wanted to ask, what do you make of Stephen Kolek?
Sure.
Because obviously the matchups have been elite. He is not a prospect. He's like 28 years old. But like, that's kind of an insane start to his career.
Yeah, I don't see this continuing. Pittsburgh and Colorado is two starts are as welcoming as they come, and even Coors Field, I get it. He went into Coors Field and threw a complete game shutout. But they're just a bad team. Seattle's not a bad team. No, so I hope, honestly, people play Stephen Kolek.
Okay.
I feel like we had a pitcher like this last year, didn't we? Who had Phillips, yeah. And then he didn't get an out, right? I think I started him in like our fantasy league, right?
Yeah, he didn't get out. Yeah, didn't get out.
So I think it was against Seattle, or did he pitch for Seattle?
No, he pitched for Philly.
Yeah, right. I think it was against Seattle that it happened.
Is it Evan Phillips? Evan Phillips? Evan Phillips? Is that his name?
Evan Phillips? I don't even honestly remember. But no, Evan Phillips, reliever. He's an older
Tyler Phillips.
Tyler Phillips? Is that what it is? Tyler Phillips Phillies? Yeah, that sounds right. I'm just gonna go and see if I can pull up his game log and really just delay the show for my own benefit. Anyways, he started off great and then got hammered. Yeah. Almost the exact same thing. He went Pittsburgh, Cleveland, threw 15 shutout innings. He threw a complete game shutout, then went into Seattle and gave up 8 runs in an inning and 2/3.
Okay. So this is the exact same thing, but home versus Seattle. It's a rite of passage. Seattle is the...
I don't know. I am hopeful that everybody goes to him at $7,700 and takes ownership off of Mackenzie Gore, so I can play Mackenzie Gore and we watch this dude just get Cal Raleigh just shoves on him or something like that. So maybe I'll be wrong, but wouldn't you rather just play Dustin May? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Dustin May's been it was 9,200 his last start, and hasn't been below 8,100. He hasn't been great, but it's a great strikeout spot.
Yeah,
obviously,
and they're going to be huge favorites against Jack Conowitz or whatever his title.
Kahanowitz. The Taj Bradley stuff is interesting to me because Taj Bradley has been a strikeout guy.
Yeah,
where did they go? They have disappeared off the face of the earth.
He's walking a lot of guys and he's getting hit. So,
a
lot of ground ball outs.
He has a lot of ground ball outs. 28% strikeout rate in 23, 26, nearly 27 last year, and 18% this year. Sierra and Xzip are way worse. A lot of ground balls. This is the most ground ball outs he's generated. Much worse swinging strike rate this year, which is terrible, which kind of sucks. Velocity is still good. It's such a good matchup, dude. The problem is he's also a pitcher that gives up home runs, and Kyle Stowers exists in the world.
Yeah.
And we saw what happens when you allow home runs. Kyle Stowers will ask Jameson Taillon, right? Kyle Stowers will take it. So
he's also been a guy that, again, I mean, kind of a tough schedule that he's had to run up against. Yankees twice, Milwaukee, Arizona, Texas.
For sure.
Maybe a little bit of a victim of that. And his home ballpark isn't friendly for pitchers, right? So like, he just hasn't had a good opportunity here. Maybe Miami has kind of can consider it a pitcher's park. Maybe this is a spot for him at 7K. Again, if you're looking at kind of this, he started the season with 3 straight games with 7 strikeouts. So like the strikeouts were there early, and then he got hammered by New York, had to go face Arizona, a Kansas City team that doesn't strike out, went back to New York, then Milwaukee, where he pitched actually okay. So I don't know. Again, no guarantees with him by any stretch, but of that like group, I feel like he's the most potential at $7,000.
Yeah, he'll get ownership. He'll get ownership because he's the best pitcher in this range.
Does Chad Patrick interest you at all, knowing that Minnesota's going to be without now Correa and Buxton?
Yeah, he's been kind of good.
Kind of good, right? Like definitely not great, but like has had moments, you know?
Yeah, he's just been kind of good. Like he's been a fine pitcher.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Minnesota is going to do in their lineup tomorrow, but again, like after they're both Buxton and Correa are in concussion protocol. So that's their leadoff hitter and like their 4 hitter. No, not in the lineup for tomorrow. So maybe Chad Patrick at 65 can be worthy of a dart throw. Anything else for you down here?
Oh boy.
This Colorado pitcher, by the way, is not the Colorado pitcher, from what I've read.
Tanner Gordon is not pitching. Let's see what.
They're calling up a lefty to make his major league debut. From
Probables grid. Oh, okay. Even Fangraphs has Tanner Gordon available, or Tanner Gordon pitching here.
I googled it because I saw a name I didn't recognize. I was like, "Who is this character?" Carson Palmquist is what ESPN was showing, and then I just like Googled him, and he got called up. 4 hours ago, Rockies expected to call up lefty Carson Palmquist. Rockies expected to unveil one of their top pitching prospects for Friday's start. So,
one of their top pitching prospects.
One of their top pitching. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. We've seen how their top pitching prospect has fared. Actually did pretty well for you, Chase Dollander, the other day. But by accounts, this is he's number 6 in their organization in terms of prospects. 3rd round pick in 2020.
What's his name?
Carson Palmquist.
Yeah, I see this.
He had 11.5K per 9 at AAA this year with a 4.5 walks per 9. He's got an xFIP of 507. So that's who they're apparently looking to call up.
He's a lefty?
He's a lefty. So you're going to throw a lefty against Arizona making his major league debut.
That feels like such a way to set up your future.
Yeah. We'll see, obviously, if that ends up holding true, but that is what the interweb is telling me.
Okay. Okay. Interwebs
don't lie. No. If it's on the internet, it's true.
If
there's one thing we've learned since the creation of the internet, if it's on the internet,
absolutely,
it's true.
Absolutely. There's nothing false about that.
All right, let's get to hitter because I'm excited about a pitcher that's on this slate to go against. So,
one?
Well, there's one in particular.
Okay.
Given the extreme splits that this one team is going to have. So, catcher. Again, Kyle Raleigh's 5K. Ivan Herrera's been awesome. He's 47.
Yep.
Will Smith's up to 46. Again, you can certainly pay that if you want to. Mid-range, you mentioned Bradley and his problems. Augusto Ramirez, 4K. Feels pretty good.
A lot of power.
Let's see. You get Kybert, 36. Salvi's 34. That's pretty cheap.
Francisco Alvarez in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, against Rodon there.
Kirk Kirk is hitting, nonstop hitting.
Yep. You mentioned Hicks. If Hicks is in the lineup, and they've been playing Ramirez and Hicks together, so could definitely go there. Again, Gabe Moreno, $3,100 against whatever Colorado's Carson Palmquist, maybe. Gabe Moreno certainly could be appealing there.
Yeah, Higashioka if they play him. Fermin.
Yeah, dude. Remember, McCullers got exploded last time, so.
Yeah, he was.
Are we going to have the 8th straight slate of Texas chalk?
It just has to end eventually, right? Like it just
can't
has
keep
to
getting
end.
away with it.
Dalton Rushing, if he's in the lineup, I don't think he will be.
Yeah, walked in at first plate appearance tonight. But if Dalton Rushing is in the lineup, for sure, would play him there. Fermin's 25 against Palante. So we'll see. Well, again, we're live at 5 again. We'll figure out who's in the lineups, and we'll figure out where to go at catcher. First base, big slate, so plenty of options. Obviously, the Dodgers are all going to be in play here against Kahanowitz. Thoughts sort of on the rest of the top tier? Do you have a target of yours?
Yeah, I mean, Dodgers.
Yeah.
Also, I've realized I was talking into my webcam mic this whole time. So
you did suddenly sound a bit different. So
webcam mic into regular mic is
you sound like so much like you're in the room with me, and you don't really recognize it until after
you hear the webcam mic switch to to an actual mic.
Yeah, you got to learn. You got to disable that webcam mic somehow. I don't know.
You know what happens? It's when I travel with my headphones to when we take our kids to
you unplug them and then you plug them back in and it resets everything.
Resets the settings and yeah.
All right, so for your birthday, I'm going to buy you a new pair of headphones then. So
the travel ones.
Yeah, you get a travel set of Beats, And,
I know, dude. I know.
You're winning all that NBA money, man. Go buy yourself something nice.
Well, NBA's no more 2 game slates are all gone, John. 1 game's from here.
I know. All right, back to baseball.
Dodgers. Yeah.
Dodgers are great. Josh Smith is great. Let's see. They're going to throw lefty, so we can't. We probably could still play Naylor versus this kid. I don't think he'll be out there that long, so we can do there.
I would just quick go back to Torque and Vladdy in the same game, but like those pitchers have home run problems.
So Francis has the lefty problem, which is the matchup I want for Detroit.
Yeah. Okay.
Because obviously Carpenter and Riley Green and guys in their lineup that hit from the left side,
right?
A little mini stack against Francis, but Flaherty also has some problems. So if you want to go Vladdy, certainly can there. What's your thoughts on Taylor McGill? Because he's been good. Tyler McGill, he's been good this year.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher.
Does that keep you off of Yankees at all, or
you can always play Yankees because they just hit so many home runs?
Okay,
like I'm not playing them in single entry, like as a stack, but you can always click.
Again, you'll have a bunch of lefties against Tampa Bay, against Meyer here. I don't know. Value Wilmer Sears. Sears has been good. We didn't really mention him against San Francisco at all, but Sears has been good.
It is a tough spot. Where is Wilmer? What am I missing here?
Wilmer's
37. Okay, he's in between all the red. I couldn't find him. It is a pretty tough spot. JP Sears has been good, but Wilmer's also been incredible. 33 RBIs in 43 games for Wilmer Flores. That is unbelievable, actually.
Yeah. Let's see.
Pasquantino is going to get ownership because he's so cheap.
Yeah, so Pasquantino and Salvador Perez.
True. Thank you for the catcher eligibility again, by the way, because he's caught 20 games at catcher this year. Like, we should probably be giving him dual position.
If you aren't gonna go Torque up top, Colt Keith.
Did he get sent down? No, who got sent down for them?
Jace Young.
Jace Young. Yeah. We talked about that.
But Colt Keith is $3,200. He's hitting 320 with a 930 OPS over his last 10 games. Remember, earlier this season, he wasn't swinging. And that was the problem. He just wasn't swinging. He was taking a billion pitches.
Yeah.
Well, now he's swinging and he's being productive. Well, again, yes, I understand a lot of this came in Coors. That tends to happen. But coming off 2 hits, 2 runs, and a double against Boston, he was a good hitting prospect for them last year. We expected more out of him this year. He got off to a slow start. Again, I kind of want to stack these Detroit lefties. Some Cole Keith at $3,200. Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter is like a little 3-man here against Bowden Francis. I think could certainly pay off because Keith, especially at his price point here. Berger homered tonight. Maybe that's what it took to get him off. Again, McCullers at $3K got blown up in his last start there. Anything other value plays for you?
No. The only thing I'd add with Keith is it kind of sucks that they took away his second base eligibility because he's been first, second for.
I agree.
That's been a really nice, valuable piece. Obviously, Gleyber Torres is playing second. I'm not saying that he doesn't.
I was gonna say Keith is playing. This is the position that he plays.
No,
right?
I know. I just listen.
I bet you Alex Bregman's still a second baseman though, right? So
and Shohei's still a first baseman. So
positions they don't play, but they are there. But yeah, no, I hear you. But if we're willing to play a Pasquantino or something like that at that same price, like Colt Keith should be considered for your entire stacks.
Absolutely.
Second base does bring you again. Alex Bregman, if there's anybody to get to Chris Sale in this game, it would be him the way he's swinging. Right now, I'm sure you saw the Tarek Skubal bit that I sent you.
He homers every day. He homers every day, this guy.
Yeah. So $5,500 for him. Torres has been great, obviously. Polanco from the left side gets Kolick.
Like all of them.
Yeah, you can play any of those guys, right?
After that,
Polanco
value.
Only.
I feel like after that, it's a value. Just you just
Michael
go down
Garcia is 42.
Brandon Lau is $3,500.
$3,500.
I know he has been bad, but he had large parts of the year. He's also been really good lately.
Sure.
7 hits in his last 3 games. The Josh Lowe return opened up a lot for that lineup. That lineup looked way more serviceable with Lowe at the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And something of note, Yandy should be back because they're back in America or
correct.
In the States. So
yes,
more depth to that lineup. So
sure.
I do like Brandon Lau 35. Semion's probably going to get ownership because he does every day.
Yep, Semien, Brooks
Lee. They'll probably play Cody Clemens just out of necessity, right? They don't have any other options. They just kind of have to.
Makes Patrick that more appealing, right?
Yep. Michael Massey has been, I guess, alive a little bit.
Better. Yeah, better.
Yeah. He's bringing the Cole Keith. He's bringing a bat to the plate.
Yeah. Guy Ernie.
Dude,
we're doing this. He already has a hit, a stolen base,
and a run scored. It's and the home run that he hit the other night. Dude, we got some. That was a nice little pop. I do think
is interesting. They all have the same swing. All the players that come over from Japan, it's like the full body twist into their swing.
Yeah, the lower half is so the weight shifting is crazy from
it's so pronounced. You just see it Ohtani's home runs, his home runs, Ichiro, Hideki Matsui all the way back in the day. They always had this follow.
Matsui's was kind of weird. Matsui had the almost he almost looked frozen in time. I've never seen someone just use their hands.
Well, he was a very strong dude.
Yeah, he was he used just his hands more than anyone I've ever seen.
I mean, he was one of the first prolific power hitters, at least our era that we remember.
Yes,
coming over from Japan. So, But yeah, dude, that home run last night, no joke, laser beam, and they haven't touched his price yet. And it's a righty on the mound, so
I'm interested to see, and like if he keeps hitting, it's obviously he'll
Well,
open
did you
the
see
door.
the Edman update? So Edman is still dealing with discomfort, but
I
they're
saw-
having him just sort of like continue through with his rehab. So I don't know what that means. Like he said, like he's still dealing with discomfort, but he's gonna like continue to like run or whatever it is. So, but if this guy just keeps, again, like he was a touted international signing, they sent him down to AAA to sort of, they didn't need him, so they
Right.
get accustomed, get your bearings, see whatever. Yeah, you know, you don't need. Yeah, Edmund can play the outfield. I don't know, like another team that has too many good players. You know, like,
Dude, they have the most flexible team in baseball
you just
they
like don't play
have
Conforto anymore. Like, I don't know.
yeah. Chris Taylor, Conforto, like all these guys are playing every day. Like you don't
Yeah.
need to play. Eventually, if he's going to keep hitting, you try him if he can hit lefties, right? It's like, well, if he can hit left, because then he's never coming out of the lineup. Like, why would you need some of this other stuff? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
no, I agree. So
but
anyway,
we don't have to worry about. He did just for the needs to get it done early because got pinch hit for even after 2 for 2 on the Wednesday slate.
Yeah, with the lefty that came in,
Hit a home run, 2 for 2, and they were like, "Sorry, you're not getting another at bat of lefties in." So just keep that in mind. He, as of right now, it looks
if
like
they keep him at $2,400, I don't think it's going to matter.
No, it won't. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. Just like context does matter. Like if you're if he goes for 0, then like it's still a punt at the end of the day. But
yeah, I'm gonna have no problems clicking that button though.
I agree.
Obviously, assuming he's in the lineup. If not, we pivot around, I guess. But that's where I would for sure look to go, just given the upside that he brings. Plus, again, if we're not spending all the way up, we like some of like the middle tier guys, and you're playing a Colt Keith and you're playing a Hyun Kim, like you're gonna have money to spend at short, you know, right? So like we're gonna want to probably spend up on like Mookie Betts or something. So third base is here. Machado, Bregman, never gonna say not play Devers, but obviously gets the lefty there. Chapman gets Sears. Eugenio, doesn't it feel like a 3 home run Eugenio game's coming? Yeah.
He's always in play for tournaments just because of all the home runs.
I know. He's on a little bit of a heater himself too, though.
He is.
Ride those hot streaks for Eugenio Suarez. What else are you looking at?
Never seen so many lefty matchups.
Dude, so many lefties, right?
in one position. Camaro's always live for a home run. Royce Lewis had 2 hits. Salute to Royce Lewis. Good for you.
I mean, he's another one. When he gets going, he's going to go. So
yeah, he's insane. Paredes has actually been quite good for the Astros lately since moving down to 3rd. So I like Paredes. Norby's fine. Josh Young, has been really good. Andujar, but tough spot.
Vientos gets a lefty. Do you trust
Vientos? Yeah, I mean they'll hit him second. I think no, they'll have Soto back, so they'll hit him in the middle, back like 5th, whatever he's been hitting. Yeah, I mean,
wait, Muncy's playing right now.
Dude, he had another RBI single, so he's 2 for 2 with 3 ribbies, home runs in back-to-back games. They hit him 4th. No Will Smith in the lineup, so like he'll move down. But
how do you play James Outman on your team hitting 056?
Yeah,
play anybody else.
We know what's coming, right?
We know what's coming. Yeah, he's
out, man.
Yeah, he's not even a sent to AAA. He's probably destined for a DFA. So
yeah, he's a perfect Pittsburgh Pirate.
Honestly, yeah, I don't know. They got Jack Swinski already from the left side. So
that's true. He is Jack Swinski. That's fair.
That's exactly what he is. Barger, dude, Barger.
Another home run. Barger.
Am I pronouncing his name?
You're right. Barger. The first time you said it correct.
I showed you the StatCast page. It's all ready. Just hasn't qualified. He hit a homer today. A lot of power here. Sorry now. So $2,800 worth a look.
Yeah, if he's going to keep hitting, for sure.
I got nothing else. You got anything else?
Ernie Clement has also been awesome for the Blue Jays.
Sure.
We like playing some Earn Dog around here.
We played him a lot last year, though.
We did play him a lot last year.
All right. If you are saving a lot of money on this slate, you have Bobby Witt at 58, Mookie Betts at 56, Francisco Lindor at 52.
Those are all good baseball players.
All great baseball players. All expensive, all great.
Yep.
If you wanted to drop... Yeah.
Mookie probably gets the most ownership there with Kahanowitz.
Yeah.
/ Angels bullpen.
Yeah.
And Witt's probably right behind him.
Yep, I would agree. Dropping down, mentioned Josh Smith at first, but he's got first short. Nato against May, $4,500 continues to be awesome. Perdomo will get that lefty matchup, assuming that holds true. Where would you go next? Bichette?
Bichette's good, dude. He's been really good. Another 3 hits for him. The power we've talked about a bunch lately, but the power has been on display. He's too cheap for the player. Just straight up too cheap for the player. JP Crawford, if he's back, there was shoulder tightness, but if he's back in the lineup, 3,500, we know he'll lead off. So I like JP Crawford as well.
Sure. Let's see. Willie Castro obviously could lead off in this game or something now that.
Yeah, they might. That you're not wrong. And also Trey Sweeney has been. You wanted to talk about the lefties.
Yeah, lefties,
Detroit.
dude. I'm telling you, dude, Detroit is going to be my favorite stack. I think. I kept on saying like lefty splits for Bode and Francis, and I haven't said them. And we had that comment on the show the other day, or maybe it was this morning, about like doing a specific show on stats we look at.
Yeah.
For DFS and lineup building and things like that. Again, we basically say it all the time. Like we live on Fangraphs, live on Add More Funds, live at Statcast, and kind of breaking down some of the overall splits. You go to Fangraphs, you go to Splits Tool. I'll just share the tab so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Go to Better Francis's page, Splits Tool, left-handed splits here. 568 slugging allowed, 369 WOBA, 253 batting average is
9 home runs.
9 homers allowed. That is a 3.1 homers per 9 innings. He's got a 726 FIP, 487 xFIP, and xFIP normalizes home run rate to 10%. So again, like really bad. Really bad. Holy bad. 36% hard hit rate, 47.5% fly ball rate, 23% home run the fly ball rate. I went on the Fantasy Alarm show when Bode and Francis faced the Red Sox, and I said, play the lefties. And they all homered. Duran, Devers, Wilyer, Abreu. Detroit's going to throw out Keith,
a lot of lefties.
Sweeney, Carpenter, Green, probably even another lefty that I'm like blanking on here. You're gonna want him in your lineup.
Chase, Young.
No, they say.
Oh, he got dude. I'm just, Jesus.
You're toasted, man. This is what it is.
Holy cow!
But yeah, dude, you're gonna get a lot of lefties for Detroit.
McKinstry, dude.
McKinstry, yeah, there you go. McKinstry, lefty McKinstry, exactly. Sprinkle them in. Sprinkle them across. Get your Tigers Dodgers stack going. With some mid-tier pitching on this slate. Like you can afford it. You can make it happen. Jordan Lawler is also $2,300. Again, I would play him. He's a super talented kid. 0 for 5 to start, but if they give him some time to play in this game, I'd be going for it there. So
would be a great
Denver going to Game 7. Good for them.
Yeah, great. Yeah, they are. I like the Lawler call, $2,300. Like another young pitcher, like probably feels comfortable for Lawler. Like, damn, been
probably faced him in the PCL.
Yeah,
right?
probably faced him.
Can we get BVP PCL
minor league,
stats
some
Friday?
minor league BVP? Like, I can't wait. Please, somebody comment
Someone's
in
gonna
the
pull it up on
chat.
Twitter tomorrow where it's like Jordan Lawler against
4
whatever
for
it is, Carson
7.
Palmquist.
4 for 7 in
Uh,
2024.
yeah.
Shohei Ohtani, by the way, just hit
3-run.
3-run home run.
That cashes John's prize picks play for today. He's awesome.
Can't imagine acquiring him in a fantasy league.
Yeah.
Can't imagine anyone wanting to trade for him.
The guy that I traded to get Ohtani today also homered. So,
Did that guy also have 50 home runs last year?
He did not. He had 75 stolen bases. So
does he also pitch?
He does not.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking the boxes there.
We'll see. We'll see if Ohtani actually pitches or not.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair.
We had the over 9.5 fantasy points for Ohtani today, and the over 2.5 earned runs allowed for Beto. So, yeah, prize picks account's gonna have a little extra cash in it today.
Seems like useful numbers for.
Yeah, they had a 30% boost today as well on prize picks. So, alrighty. That's your shortstop. Let's get to the fun position in the outfield. Where again, as we build this lineup, I'm going to be pretty eager to see how much money we have left over. Because obviously, Ohtani, Judge, Carroll, Merrill, Tatis, they're all there. All want to play them. Play them all.
Yep, play them all. No added value.
Trent Grisham.
Is it not warranted?
I mean, it certainly is. Almost 1,000 OPS and 12 homers.
If
you just covered up his face and looked at the numbers, you'd be like, Judge is having a good year.
Yeah. You'd be like, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Like,
5,100.
Tatis is off to a hot start this year. If you could just
50. All right, 5,100. It's like, oh, damn, Jackson Chourio. Good start this season.
Good start. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. No, Trent Grisham.
Yeah.
Anywho, Wyatt Langford below him could certainly get there.
Yep.
No problems. Let's see.
Stowers 46. That's the next spot.
Stowers versus Taj for sure. If you're anti-Kolek, you have J-Rod here. Springer's been good. You got Randy. Where's Riley's 40? Dude, Riley's 44.
Yeah.
Riley's 44. Carpenter's 42. Dude, they're so free. Yeah,
they're
getting Barshow back in the lineup.
It's really easy to get to. They're really easy to get to.
They're so easy to get to.
Adolis has been really good.
Yeah, against McCullers. Yeah.
He hits righties, dude. He just hits righties.
Ramos gets a lefty and Sears.
He's also been so good. Oh god.
Lowe is back.
Yep. Back. Let off.
Right away. 3 hits, home run. If he starts stealing, he's all the way back.
That's more. That is probably more likely than the home runs.
Yeah, that's fair. So you got that there. Pa has his 4K. Alex Cole gets Povich. You wanted some Washington, I guess. Javi. It's been hot.
Javi? Play some Javi.
Well, Javi Baez, $3,900. Has 7 positions on Yahoo, but just 1 on DraftKings.
He does only play outfield right now, but guys,
he has 3rd, short, 2nd, and outfield on Yahoo. So
it's insane.
Makes no sense. Refsnyder will be in there reverse sale. Not that you're going there. I'm just shouting it out that the Red Sox will, in fact, play Rob Refsnyder instead of calling up any of their top prospects.
They sure will.
Santander's been really bad, but maybe a spot that gets going. Meisner homered.
All I could think was, get ready to learn Rob Refsnyder, buddy.
Yeah. They were getting dragged today. So tomorrow, the Red Sox are wearing their new City Connect uniforms.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen the new City Connect uniforms, but it's basically the Green Monster. It's a green jersey with white lettering. But they did like a a smoke coming out of the Green Monster door. If you don't know this, there's a door in the Green Monster. It's the one that Manning infamously went in, peed in between innings, and then like almost wasn't back for the start of play. So they hit like a smoke and like a black light, and they're like coming soon. And then you go read in the comments, and it's like, if that's not Rowan Anthony walking out there, I don't care, right? Like, who's coming through the shadows? It's like, if it's not Rowan Anthony or Marcelo Mayer, we don't want it, so their social media was getting dragged today. Back to this slate though. Again, Meisner's 37. You got that if you wanted to go down to it. Chandler Simpson, $3,600. Didn't lead off. What's his deal? Is he gonna he's gonna play? I mean, he played today, I guess.
They hit him eighth. I mean, so Josh Lowe being back, dude.
I was gonna say, so he just lost his spot, huh?
I think, he's good, and it's not gonna get any better. Yandy's back. Oh, he gets a lefty. Yeah, great value. It's a great value.
Three straight. I said it last week. Start paying attention to Lourdes. 3 straight games of 2 hits in San Francisco. Now he goes back home and might get a rookie lefty making his debut here.
And the power has been back since the start of May.
Yeah.
He's hitting home runs again. Really
like the Lourdes price there.
Yeah, and if you wanted to double up, where is Randall Grishik, 2,400? He'll be in the lineup against lefty too.
Grishik is free.
I know he's been bad, but he hits lefties well. So
sure. Anything else for value?
It wouldn't be us if we didn't mention Cam Smith.
G3K.
He is.
Cam Smith 3K.
Yeah, that's just they just decided that they're not doing anything about it. Just keeping him at 3K. I don't think so.
I don't think we're gonna need to go down this far, honestly, at the outfield position. I think
Matthew Lugo has been kind of good for the Angels.
I didn't mention him when he got called up as like a guy that has power at AAA, but like I think he also had like a 40% strikeout rate. That's Seth Lugo.
No, that's the wrong Lugo.
Yeah, a lot of power at minor leagues. So also 4 strikeouts and 13 at bats, part of his game.
You just mentioned Paz. He just also homered. So
Paz is good. Paz is.
I mean,
listen. It's not even Osvaldo Bido anymore. But how many times do we have to say a guy with like a 60% fly ball rate is not going to succeed in the major league? So,
no.
But now their bullpen is just getting hammered because the Dodgers are. Is this Jason Alex? Who's their? Yeah, Jason Alexander. Yeah, the pitcher there. I think he's a former Brewer, maybe if I remember.
30. No, Tyler Alexander.
He
is. No, you're right. He's only pitched one other time in the major leagues. It was 2022 for the Brewers.
For the Brewers?
Yep.
Gross. Good callback. Anyways, he's now giving up more runs than Bido in less innings. So
we will see a position player pitching for the Athletics tonight.
And we'll probably see Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman pulled from this game shortly. So because it's the 3rd inning and it's 13-2. All right, let's go back to this slate. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. So you can stop me if you want. But I think Burns and Gore,
Lourdes.
Yeah, Lourdes. We honestly might just have money to spend up on catcher today. Just
play
out
Will
of
Smith.
the sake of it. But we do Kim here. Go Mookie. Right, Carpenter.
Riley. So I have a solution here.
Okay.
That I think you'd be. So if we played Ohtani, click Ohtani at first.
Okay.
And then we play Trey Sweeney at shortstop over Mookie.
Okay. I like that.
And that gets your lefty Tigers and keeps Ohtani.
Yes.
You could play Muncy at third if we wanted.
I was gonna say go like Higashioka if we want to just punt catch. We could play literally anybody we wanted, but I'm also good with getting Muncy in there. Where's Muncy?
He's cheap.
Is he cheap?
Cheap.
Do we want Arizona then? Let's go Eugenio maybe just a pair with.
Sure. And can you?
I can probably get Moreno. Or even better, I guess.
Moreno's so cheap, 3,100. Jesus.
I guess we could go up at pitching.
Well, if you went, oh man,
Yeah, we'd have $700 left over.
get Logan Webb.
Yeah, go to Logan Webb. Even though I think Corbin Burns might go for 30 fantasy points here.
He might, and Logan Webb can get. I mean, I'm
Logan
not saying we don't have to. Like, we could play both of.
I mean, I like Logan Webb, honestly, so I'm good doing this. I'm comfortable going Logan Webb.
There's a lot of good pitchers on the slate. Like, a lot of good pitchers.
But we'll do this for now. Again, we'll do it again at 5. But Logan Webb, Mackenzie Gore, Gabe Moreno, Shohei Ohtani, Ha-Seong Kim, Eugenio Suarez, Sweeney, Gurriel, Carpenter, Green is a way we can build here with $100 left over. We'll see. It's kind of the lineups I like, though. I like this Arizona, Dodgers, Detroit. So, umpire just hosing Dalton Rushing right here. You're gonna give him that call after the way he's been pitching?
That's absolutely a strike right down the middle.
Nah, debatable. Anyways, guys, we appreciate you all tuning in. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe, and we'll see you later.